Good old boys. Good old boys.
When they say neck hug, the Southern people, I guess this is like a thing. Neck hug is what I think of.
Thank y'all so much. Hey.
This is a neck hug.
Thank you, baby.
There you go. I told you. It's a Southern thing. Them good old boys. The Southern
Good old boys.
The country boys, they come from the back, and they kind of put your arm around you. It's like a more affectionate way of hugging. They put your, see, come around like that, and it's just like a close way of like, love you, man, love you, bro. And you cannot give a kiss on the neck and like kind of like the cheek and like close to the ear area. Yeah, like a mafia thing. Yeah. What is up, Particular Melon?
Whoa. What's up, everybody? What's up, man? We got to cover this story. Kind of a wild story out of, I guess, Pennsylvania, but it goes back to South Carolina, Kakalaki. This guy that is currently on the run, but he was kind of on the run before as well for he's a murder suspect. We got to talk about it. It's kind of a mess. There's reports of people seeing him around. There's been reported break-ins, and also I think there was a story that they believe it was him broke into somebody's house, and like I think they found a dead dog or something like that. It's kind of odd. So let's start off with this, man. By the way, how you guys doing? Welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Oh wait, I gotta be on the screen. Something different a little bit from Rudy. Oh, and by the way, speaking of Rudy, before we get started, we'll give it a few minutes for people to join. I'm hearing that Janie put a police report on Grizzly and a black male. Let me show you this real quick. In case you haven't seen this, for the people that have been following that story. Bruh. Y'all seen this yet? This is the address for the home. Houston Police Department, 7/9/2023 at 10:18 p.m. Ooh. Officer report title, aggravated assault, deadly weapon. And so let's just say here, complainant stated that she was at home when she was hit on the head by an unknown black male. Complainant stated that she is being followed and harassed by suspect. 2. Grizzly Hood News. Oh, hell no. Hell to the nah. Janie's fighting back. Janie's pissed. Not having it. Damn. Quanell respond yet? Did he get back? Hell to the nah. All right, so let's get back to this story now. The story that we're here for. If you guys could hit like, I'd appreciate that. I hope you guys are doing well. I was kind of a little mixed trying to wrap my head around this and trying to figure out the order. But let's start out with this clip first. Michelle sent me this.
Fugitive wanted in that massive manhunt in Berkeley County is once again on the run. Could he return to the low country? We
gotta fix the volume. It's kind of low. Let me help you guys out.
Speak to the Berkeley County Sheriff and the couple who turned in Michael Burham. Plus, filing officially opened for the district. News 4 at 6.
Different story comes back this time. Come back here for revenge. He's going to do this. I'm not worried about it because it'll be a different story comes back this time.
Another manhunt for Michael Burham. Good evening.
So this was the first time he was captured.
Katie Solt, first at 6. He escaped from a jail in Pennsylvania last night, just a month and a half after he was captured in Berkeley County. Conley Grayson joins us live now. And Conley, you actually spoke with the couple from UG who helped put an end to the days-long search here. What did they say about Burham's escape?
On May 24th, Anthony Phillips and his wife found Michael Burham hiding out behind a shed on their property. They find out about his latest escape this morning, but Anthony tells me he's not scared.
Our Facebook. You hear about everything on Facebook.
Anthony Phillips woke up to the news he and his wife never wanted to hear.
But you gotta be kidding me, bro. First person I texted was my mama, and I was like, hey, mama, I was like, you're not gonna believe this.
The fugitive he once helped catch was back on the loose.
That guy is relentless. I tell you what,
look at him right there. That boy ran from the cop. This was in May. I think so. The May thing, I think he was. We're gonna get more into details, but his ex-girlfriend, he's been charged or accused of murdering his ex-girlfriend from New York, Kayla. There's more details about that, but he was also wanted on by the FBI and I think on rape and kidnapping charges. So this was back in May. I have the body cam video too that shows. It didn't really show this angle, but we'll take a brief look at it. You can kind of see him talking with the cops, and so he gets away.
Give up, does he?
Here is the jail.
Mm-hmm.
He tied together bed sheets and roped down the building.
You gotta be kidding me.
Phillips walked us through when he saw Burham hiding on his property.
His shoes were right here. That's where his shoes were at. He was about right here, and I seen his shorts that said "and one" on them. He was wrapped up with that right there.
Oh yeah, and one shoes? Is that what it is?
He was about right here, and I seen his shorts that said "and one" on them.
Oh, his shorts.
He was wrapped up with that right there. He took off running. You can still see the tree limbs where they broke from whenever he took off running through there.
He says if Burham comes back, it'll be a different story.
No, you get from one house, you're going to go to another one, and that person in that house might be more well off than this person as far as ammunition and everything.
That Cousin Eddie shit. That Cousin Eddie shit, I don't miss. Remember Cousin Eddie? He's like, I don't miss. Y'all think I shot this guy? I don't miss.
Everything like that goes, they're going to put you down, whether it gets put down over here, there. It's Berkeley County.
Berkeley County Sheriff's Office and Charleston County Sheriff's Office said they are aware of Burham's escape. They say they have no information indicating he would return to the Low Country.
We would, respond with all available personnel and then seek assistance from surrounding agencies like we did, as well as, SLED.
Yeah, if you guys don't know the history, man, you got to catch up, bro. You got to watch the Alex Murdaugh trial. Some people don't know, man. SLED. Them boys just getting off, escaping. I didn't know people could still escape like that. He just tied some sheets and got out of that bitch. The fuck? SLED.
Agencies like we did, as well as, SLED and the FBI and our partners here in the Low Country.
As for the Phillips, Anthony says they have a plan too.
They apprehended him and took him all the way up north. I mean, he should have just left us down south.
Ooh,
I should have done
let them southern boys
what I should have done. I should have pulled something on him, and maybe we wouldn't be dealing with this.
Woo!
Now, back in May, there was a $10,000 reward offered by the FBI for Burham's whereabouts. The couple told me they still have not received that money for finding Burham. Working for you, Conley Grayson, News 4.
Thank you, Conley. Burham is facing charges in New York for murder. The Chautauqua County District Attorney explained why Burham was being held in Pennsylvania. Remember, he is accused of kidnapping an elderly couple in PA, and he drove their car all the way to the Low Country.
Damn. So that's what happened. I guess on the run from that murder thing where he killed his ex-girlfriend, I guess on the way he killed this elderly couple. Or did he kill him, or what did he say?
Burham was being held in Pennsylvania. Okay. Remember, he is accused of kidnapping an elderly couple in PA, and he drove their car all the way to the Low Country.
It hasn't changed what's happening here. So here in Chautauqua County, we've been developing the case that occurred back in May. There was a number of different forms of evidence that were collected at the crime scenes. They were out for testing. Chautauqua County, as you probably know, is a rural community. We don't have our own crime lab. We rely upon state, federal, and even the crime lab in Erie County, which has been very good to us to do testing of all the scientific evidence that's been collected. We're waiting for those laboratory results to come back.
Yeah, Orange Crocs on. Let's see.
So that we can go forward with our charges.
Let's see. Hold on.
Was back on the loose.
That guy is relentless. I tell you what, I don't
know. He looked like he has some regular shoes on. All right, so let's keep it moving. So this is the press. This is the old press conference, right? This is from back then when he got away. This is the first. We're working our way up a little bit to now, but I'm just kind of like taking you through a little bit of the craziness because he had escaped before. So this is the FBI press briefing. It's kind of short. Then there's a newer press conference.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. Sheriff Kristen Graziano, Charleston County Sheriff's Office. Yesterday, Sheriff Lewis gave you a briefing regarding a wanted fugitive in the area of Garrett's Bridge Road and Halfway Creek Road. Today, I'm going to update you on what we have so far. This is all we have. So I'm going to update you on the person we're looking for. His name is Michael Burham. I think you all already have that information. He is not local to the area. He is about 5'9", 150 pounds. Last seen wearing a gray shirt and blue basketball style shorts with white trim. I have pictures of this and I will distribute those. I think you already have them.
That boy dedicated.
These are the most current pictures that are captured off the body cam. So this is this is what he looked like when they got into an altercation with him. At about 11 o'clock yesterday afternoon, Berkeley County deputies encountered Mr. Burham and he was able to evade capture and he fled into the Francis Marion forest near Halfway Creek Road, close to Garrett's Bridge Road. We are confident at about 3 p.m. yesterday, there was a sighting off of Woodville Road, which is down Garrett's Bridge to Highway 17. We're confident that sighting was this person we're looking for, and he was on a beach cruiser, a dark style beach style cruiser bicycle. We did not get that information, however, until about 7 o'clock that night after the newscast, after you all publicized that. So by the time we got there, that subject had fled the area. The update that I have for you today is the FBI is offering a reward for the capture of Mr. Burham. There's a $10,000 reward in relation to this subject.
Amazing.
We need to get this person in custody. I want you to take a good look at the photos. I'm going to distribute what we have again. If you live in and around the North Mount Pleasant area off Highway 17 from North Mount Pleasant to McClellanville, please be alert and vigilant. Particularly in the areas of Garrett's Bridge, Seawee Road, Steed Creek Road, anywhere from Highway 41 to 45. If you have a boat, a camper, a shed, a vacant house, a trailer, any other structure on your property that looks like it's been disturbed, it was not left the way you left it, please call us. Do not go to that shed or that camper or that structure and check it yourself. Please call us and let us do it. We have people in the area that can do that. If you see someone that matches the description of this subject, acting suspiciously, trying to wave cars down, trying to flag vehicles down, hitchhiking, we need you to call us. If you live in the area of Woodville Road and you're missing a beach cruiser style bicycle, go check your garages. We need you to call us. We need to know where that came from so we can try to get some more video of this guy. I want to reiterate what we kind of said yesterday. This guy is dangerous. This is a fugitive. He is desperate. He's tired. He's hungry. He is and ask the public, please do not approach him. I need you to call 911 or the 800 number for the FBI. So it's 1-800-CALL-FBI. 1-800-CALL-FBI or 911. If you have cameras at your house, you have deer stands.
Oh, so and what Katie was talking about with the orange Crocs, because we're still working our way a little bit back to now, which is not that long, because it was in May that he first escaped cops, and now he escaped jail. But yeah, recently, so yeah, he got away just now. He was wearing a denim jacket, orange Crocs with his orange and white strip jumpsuit. Oh, and then somebody asking about the military thing. I thought I took a note here. I believe he was in the reserves. I don't see where I had a note, but it's in one of the articles.
Ring doorbell, anything like that, surveillance cameras. If you have any of that, check it. If you see somebody that might match the description, please let us know where you are so we can come take a look. If you see somebody that looks like this person, maybe in the similar clothing, please call us. We need to verify that if this is the guy that we get hit, make the efforts to get him in custody. We've had hundreds of law enforcement searching the area over the past 24 hours, and we're going to continue to search, but we need the public's help. This guy's very good at evading law enforcement, and we need your help. We don't know what your structures, your houses, your properties look like.
10 years?
We only know what you do, and so if you see something out there or in an area, we need you to call us. We've been sending out alerts periodically. This is the latest alert. Chris Garrett with the FBI can give you more information regarding the reward. This Berkeley County out. So we've had help from. This is a big deal. This guy is dangerous, and we need to get him off the street.
There said the FBI has approved a $10,000 reward.
Amazing.
To the capture of Michael Burham. That's Burham, B-U-R-H-A-M, not Burnham. Just for clarity purposes, that $10,000 reward is for. We have enough people in the area. If you want to.
Okay. All right. So moving on.
Developing news, a wanted fugitive who was captured here in the Low Country back in May is now back on the run after escaping from a jail in Pennsylvania.
Michael Burham was in that jail on charges of kidnapping. This came after authorities say he carjacked an elderly couple in Pennsylvania and drove them to the North Charleston area.
That led to a multi-day search here around the Francis Marion National Forest. Burham was eventually caught on May 24th in Berkeley County after the sheriff's office received a call from a resident who spotted him.
Boy, I tell you, they couldn't keep up with his ass. He was gone.
In Berkeley County after the sheriff's office received a call from a resident who spotted him. Burham was
and the other guy didn't even try. He said, fuck it. The last guy in the back.
County after the sheriff's office received a call from a resident who spotted him. Burham was taken to the Warren County Jail in Pennsylvania. This is video of the search happening there today. Officials say he used a bed sheet and exercise equipment to escape from a recreation area of that jail.
Right now, our message is that the public needs to be very, very cautious and very, very careful because this person is considered very dangerous.
Authorities say Burham would typically be restrained when moving from one area to another, but because he was in a recreation area of the jail when he escaped, he was not. He was last seen around 11:20 last night wearing a denim jacket. This is a developing story.
So that happened on Thursday. This is from 4 days ago. Last Thursday. I wanted to get this. We're going to get to the article. Let me see. We're getting to some. Oh, this is the body cam thing.
Mercedes, we're going to
the body cam thing. All these tabs got to load up again. Up.
A chance to talk to the couple who discovered Burham hiding in the shed.
Oh, this is from a month ago. This is the one. Okay, I messed this up.
Behind their house here on United Drive.
This is the first time we got caught.
Wow, man. I just got off work. I worked a 12-hour shift. I worked for Bosch and come in. I got here about 3 o'clock and she got a package in the mail. She said, maybe I've been waiting for you to get here all day so you could walk out to the mailbox with me so I can get my package. We get out there and, you know, I was like, well, let's walk around back, just make sure everything's all right.
Everything wasn't all right. They first noticed shoes.
His shoes were right there, right in front of the pump house. And we come over here and Sadie girl, which is our little Jack Russell Terrier, she started barking and then she comes over this way and starts barking. I've seen the shoes and I was like, whose shoes are those? And she said, well, they're not Bubba's shoes. And I know they're not your shoes. And seen something back there. And I seen N1 on his shorts. And when I seen N1, I was like, I said, hey, Bo. And I went to hollering and cussing at him. And I was telling her, she was like, oh my God. But I was trying to get her to the back there. I wasn't worried about what he's going to do. He ain't going to come this way. I'll put him down. But he stood up. And he said, I'm not going to hurt anybody. I'm going to leave. And come run over here, grab the shoes. When he grabbed the shoes, he took off running that way. When he took off running that way through the little cut right there, he fell.
He says Burham then got up and ran into the woods.
We come up here, called the law, and they were here within, boom, no time. They got here and they did their job and
911 was called at 3:30 p.m. Burham was arrested by law enforcement at 5.
Oh, I got military boys out there SWAT with her.
PM. Sheriff Lewis told me Burham was in rough shape.
He was in not good shape. You could tell he'd been in the elements for some time.
And neighbors tell me they're thankful he's caught.
I feel a lot better and could sleep better tonight. And everybody's safe in the neighborhood.
Thank God that he got caught.
Phillips tells me someone from the FBI is supposed to contact them later about that $10,000 reward.
All right, so and he's got a gun. This is the most current press conference. This was 7-Eleven yesterday. So we're going to do the press conference, and then we're going to get into some of the details about currently, because this is in Warren County, Pennsylvania. I had the Google Maps open previously, and it's disappeared, so I'll start putting in the locations again. I'm going to play the press conference in the meantime. But we're going to talk about current situation and also the murder from back then. And News Nation also interviewed the woman that was murdered. I think it was in May. The woman's mom So the woman that was murdered, her mom.
Commander and Warren County Assistant District Attorney Cody Brown. To recap why we're here, Michael Charles Burham, 34 years of age, was in Warren County Jail on a $1 million bail for kidnapping, burglary, and related charges. During the late hours of Thursday, July 6th, Burham escaped from the Warren County Jail. Burham was last seen wearing a denim jacket, orange striped jumpsuit, and Crocs, but as we have told you previously, he has likely changed clothing. Burham is a self-taught survivalist with military reserve experience. We believe he is previously prepared to conceal himself in the woods. As previously reported, our searches have revealed small stockpiles or campsites in wooded areas. We continue to receive a strong response from the public to our request for assistance with information. The pace and scope of this investigation has continued to dramatically increase as we investigate leads in this area and adjacent states. Several of those leads included possible sightings last evening and overnight, as well as discovery of break-ins of unoccupied structures or cabins. We continue to use technology, and that includes DNA, for comparisons to either include or exclude Burham from those sites. There are currently in excess of 15 federal, state, and local agencies actively participating in this manhunt. Investigators remain convinced that Burham remains in this general area, but as I have indicated previously, we are aggressively following up on all leads. Numerous state and federal partners in adjacent states are working very closely with us on this matter as we work to ensure the safety of the public. We continue to ask that people nationwide familiarize themselves with the picture of Michael Burham, and please contact us if you believe you may have seen him. Burham is considered armed and dangerous, and we ask the public not to approach him. Anyone with information is asked to contact our command post at 717-265-9650. This is a new number as we have relocated our command post with the expansion of resources. We will continue to answer calls at the number that's been previously provided as well. I am also announcing that an additional $10,000 reward has been offered by Pennsylvania Crime Stoppers, bringing the total reward to $19,500, including rewards offered by the U.S. Marshals and Warren County Crime Stoppers for information leading to Burham's apprehension. This remains a very active investigation involving in excess of 200 state, federal, and local law enforcement officers. PSP and our partners are utilizing all appropriate resources, and we are committed to the safety of the residents in Warren County and beyond. And again, I urge anyone with information or concerns, please contact our command post tip line at 717-265-9650, and we would be happy to take your questions at this time.
Lieutenant Colonel, do you have any confirmed sightings?
We have had a number of sightings reported. None of those has panned out. When I mentioned to you earlier about the technology, and one of the things that that we have done throughout this is when we have a sighting that appears to have some possible legitimacy, when we can, we will do something like DNA testing. We use rapid DNA technology. It allows us, as I said in my remarks, to either include or exclude. To this point, I do not have a case where we have included him in one of those sightings.
Is there any break-ins? And you mentioned there's been some break-ins and vandalism. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. So we're covering a lot of ground out there, and there are many public and private cabins. There are structures associated with oil and gas wells. Just a variety of structures out in the national forest and on private property as well. As we cover that ground, we're finding in some cases places have been just allowed to be unlocked or otherwise unsecured, and we're finding some that it appears that there may have been entry at some point in time in the past. And one of the things that I think you should know, some of these structures are not checked on very often. And so the fact that we find one that it appears someone may have been in there doesn't necessarily mean it was Burham. And so that's where we use additional steps to try and determine
searching for Burham
whether it may have been or not. A normal crime continues to go on while this investigation goes on. And people still break into things, and so we find that.
Have you connected him to any break-in vandalism specific location?
We have not conclusively done that. We have testing that's out on some locations. We continue to investigate others, and we continue to sweep through those areas. We are still finding some items that we do believe are connected to him.
Lieutenant Colonel, you say you remain convinced that he is in this area. What, if anything, has developed over the last 24 hours that leads you to continue to hold that conviction?
I'm not prepared to discuss those specifics, but I can tell you that, as I just said a moment ago, we continue to find items. Those lead me to believe that there is still a likelihood that he is here. I also look at the absence of proof that he has gone anywhere else. And again, without telling you all of the factors that go into that, we constantly reevaluate that position. And again, we don't discount tips or leads that take us out of this area or even out of state. We work with our partners to follow up on those.
So you have found items within the last 24 hours?
We have.
When you say general area, what do you mean?
Again, I'm not going to define the perimeter of the search area. It changes on a daily basis, but within this area of northwestern Pennsylvania, I would.
So do you mean the area where he would still be familiar with, an area where he might have relatives, an area? Again,
I think it's fair to say an area that he would be familiar with. Yes.
Would that include, sir, southern tier of New York State, since his relatives live there?
We continue to investigate all possibilities as to whether he may travel to the southern tier of New York State.
Lieutenant Colonel, how often are you getting calls in?
Let me hear this real quick. Hold on. There's let me see this too. Warren County neighbor speaks out about sighting with fugitive. What is this?
Overnight, investigators saying they received multiple reports of break-ins and possible sightings, but are waiting on DNA evidence to confirm. Mary Conroe experienced one of the only confirmed sightings early Friday morning.
A little intimidated now.
Authorities say Burham ran across her yard, which sits directly behind the prison after he escaped. Crime is rare in Warren. In fact, Conroe tells me in the 70 years she's lived
here, she right next to the jail, the prison order?
Here, she's never known neighbors to even lock their doors.
I'd like to be able to open the doors and keep them unlocked. When they have him captured, it'll be a different day, and it'll be fine.
But for now, that day will have to wait.
When you leave, I'm going to go inside and I'll lock the doors.
Tonight, a community for the 6th night in a row, once again forced to go to sleep with a killer still on the loose. Now, a combined reward has been up.
Yeah, we go to sleep every day with a killer on the loose.
Up to $19,500 for any information leading to Burham's arrest. Authorities tonight once again.
Damn. Warren County.
Tips from the public, and do you investigate each one every time a call comes in?
We are getting tips on a very regular basis. Certainly after coverage like this, it helps us. It does generate additional tips and leads. And yes, we do follow up on every one.
Has the family been cooperating? Friends and family, have they been helpful to you?
As I've previously stated, I don't want to characterize the family's cooperation or lack thereof. That's all part of our investigation, and I don't think it would be appropriate for me to comment at this point on that.
You mentioned yesterday that you believe that he was receiving help. Still, you didn't go out and flat out confirm it, but you said there was a possibility, maybe more than just a possibility. Do you remain convinced of that?
I have a strong belief that he is receiving help.
Oh.
Yes.
So who's helping him? So they say he's getting help. Oh, hell no. So this is a Warren. I don't know if this is the right one. I think it is this jail, because when I pull it up on multiple occasions had popped up before, but I heard that it was right by the Allegheny National Forest. I mean, everything's just green. You pull this up on the map, everything's green. Good. Damn. There's a national forest, there's a state park. It's just green. And so he has survival skills. I wonder what kind of animals are out there. How easy or rough survival would be out there. And who could be helping him?
Over the last, 5 days.
You trying to look it up?
There's been more than one discovery.
I'm not, again, I don't want to characterize it specifically, but I have, based on everything I've seen, I do believe that he is receiving help.
So what is it like to conduct a search like this from your point of view, knowing?
It says they got white-tailed deer, ruffed grouse, beavers, bobcats, Eurysis amanicaridis, some sort of bear, snowshoe hare, wild turkey, raccoon, eastern gray squirrel, North American river otter. He's probably eating McDonald's, though. Somebody hooking up with McDonald's.
There's a dangerous individual out there. There's a lot at stake, but you are seeing so many agencies come together to do this.
I think it's an amazing thing to see the resources that are brought to bear. It's what each of our agencies does. And so to be able to use the talents of all of the people of the state, local, and federal agencies that are involved, the resources that they have at
black bears, coyotes, deer, lots of deer.
I think it's the right thing to do. That all of these agencies have taxpayer-funded resources available, and they're using those cooperatively in order to bring this to a close as quickly as possible.
Sir, how hard or much harder is it knowing that he's getting help from other people? I mean, how much harder does it make your whole?
That certainly makes it challenging, but I will tell you that that's not an unusual thing to occur in an investigation like this. And so, we adjust for that. And again, I caution anyone that is currently giving help or is contemplating it, we will prosecute you for it.
Oh, shit.
Lieutenant Colonel, do you feel any more confident today than in the last few days of the search?
I remain confident throughout this that we are on the right track and that we will eventually capture him and put him back into the criminal justice system.
But not any more confident than the last few days?
I've been confident throughout this investigation. We will capture him. It's a matter of time.
Let me ask the sheriff, there was a report in the Post-Journal today providing a timeline based on the Warren Police Department who's handling the investigation. And in there, the police department actually confirmed it with me that because you guys, they could not get access to the surveillance cameras outside the jail, they maintained that Burham had a 90-minute lead before anyone could determine what direction he went in. Is that accurate, and why did it take so long to get access to that footage?
I guess I will speak to that in broad strokes, if you would. I was there personally very quick. We had the city police were on scene almost immediately.
Was asleep.
The technology part of that, of getting that technology to the police department or anything of that nature, I have nothing to do with whatsoever, and I won't speak on that, but it did come from the building, from the actual courthouse at 407 Market. However, back to we'll just say the head start. Literally, I would say that Burham saw red and blue lights within 2 minutes of leaving that jail. They were that
damn
close.
He's that evasive.
The corrections officers were literally within 2 minutes in the parking lot. But the direction of travel was again it was kind of confusing. However, there were people there. The response time couldn't have been any quicker. I mean, it was that fast. But yeah, for the technology, I can't speak on that. That is not my department or anything of that, or my investigation to speak on.
Sure. What he said, they couldn't access. They weren't allowed to look at the camera. They didn't have access for 40 minutes or 90 minutes. He said to find out what direction he went in. Damn.
I know you're not running the investigation, but are you concerned about any type of negligence or any type of inside help you may have received from someone inside the jail?
Again, there's a county investigation going on for internal issues or any problems that may arise. But again, working hand in hand with the Warren City Police Department, I do not want to interfere with anything that they may be doing or not doing. But I can tell you, they are. Through their investigation, it will bring out anything that may be of an internal issue of that sort.
Another question for the sheriff. Have you seen the surveillance video on the outside of the building?
Believe it or not, of all the things I've been doing, I have not actually sat down and watched the entire thing. I've seen flash pictures of it, in and out, being a liaison the night it was basically being viewed by other law enforcement. I was in and out of that room, again, handling other responsibilities that I had. I have seen bits and pieces of it, but to say I sat and watched it in its entirety...
Oh, they just had a press conference.
You said that within 2 minutes, the suspect saw red and blue lights, correct?
Well,
the question is, did the officers see him?
Oh, they will be holding a press conference?
I would say no, because again, the terrain around
they're holding one right now.
Is very wooded. The yards are still wooded and
let me
trees
see if I can
and all
get this
that.
feed.
But my point there is, with that quick response, not within the frame of a camera, but they're almost simultaneously on film. It is that fast. We'll just say, one leaves the frame, and within a minute, the other one comes into the frame type thing that I've seen in a flash picture of what I've seen in that video. So there's no doubt, just again, making an assumption of his timeline, he would have had to see them. There's no way. I mean, it's very dark there. Those red and blues are made for that, for visibility.
Have no information.
He would have seen it because they were that close behind.
Sheriff,
4 hours ago. Here we go.
Changes need to be made.
This is it. I found it.
That someone was able to get into the yard with bed sheets undetected, get to the roof undetected, swing down undetected, and escape. The changes have to happen.
I would say that's just common sense. It would say that if a deficiency exists, and again, there's investigation into the deficiencies thereof. Again, not intertwined with.
I saw a comment on Facebook. Somebody was like, they exercise on the roof because they like confused by like this guy got some equipment while exercising and climbed out of that bitch at the recreation area. So dumb. There's another press conference that just came out. I guess a couple hours ago or something. What time zone y'all in? This looks like it came out 4 hours ago. But this one over here look like he's talking right now. It's a different one though. Let's see, what is this shit?
Some information associated with that will be disseminated very soon.
Jeff, you had said earlier too that
so low.
Shifts into the recreational yards. And that's pretty much 24/7.
Yes. So again, I know that for some of you who weren't here, okay,
I can't find this anywhere but the website.
Between 85, 90 people to 100, 130, 140 people in the jail at any one time. Due to state law, all of those people have to have yard time where they have access to outside air, okay? That space is only like 30, 40 feet by 40 feet, okay? So it can only fit so many people reasonably and certainly securely, so they go up a little bit at a time. So you can do the math of, if you got 90 people, you got to take them up 4 people at a time in order to have yard time, how long it's going to take to get them up there. So that's why they were up there at night. I know that there's this kind of idea that, that the CO, like, what are they doing there? Like, how are they running their facility? And
they on the roof and shit?
Protocol. And that's
protocol
by state law. 5 years ago, prior to that law, at 6, 7 o'clock, the jail was shut down. They went into their beds. They didn't come out.
Commissioner, we just, this isn't a follow-up from this morning, but we just learned about the police think that there was possibly a drone in the air at some point before the prison break. Is that something that
a drone in the air?
Like, from your perspective of manning the prison, like, and manning the building, we're aware of, or have any knowledge?
I have no knowledge of that.
You better get knowledge.
Any other questions? Okay. Thank you very much, everybody, for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Where the hell is this happening at? Okay. Can I refresh it? We get it? Drone seen in area of jail prior to Burham's escape. Items found undergoing testing DNA.
Hyundai Tucson versus.
No. Nah, pimpin'. So it just disappears, huh? It's like some. All right. Oh, look, they started. What? So how do we go from inside to outside? Is this what we're currently watching? This is so weird. Okay.
The Warren City Police Department's criminal investigation.
As the days continue on this and hours ahead, how will you continue?
I'm seeing like 3 different like pressures. How many pressures are they doing?
Of resources and law enforcement to help you will be able to continue at the levels and pace you're at right now.
We have structured this investigation and manhunt in a way that it is very sustainable. And so, yes, we will continue to devote the resources to it. we're not simply going to walk away, and that's my message to Burham. We're not going away. We absolutely will be incarcerating you again. Only a matter of time.
Lieutenant Colonel, you've mentioned the tips that you found have been in either rural or kind of isolated areas. Are you saying that the focus here is shifted away from the city of Warren?
I think that it's fair to say that more of the information has pointed us to the rural areas, but not exclusively. We continue to get some tips in the city. We continue to do some searches in the city. But again, fair to say that that more of it is moving away from there.
Lieutenant Colonel, we couldn't help but see that Black Hawk flying around as we came in here. And we know you don't want to talk about technology, understand that, but can you effectively use FLIR and things like that? We know what FLIR is. Can we effectively use things like that when it's a warm climate? And have they been effective at all, and perhaps getting an inkling of where he could be at all?
We can absolutely use that and other technologies. There are some things that impact it, but and times and places that make it even more effective. But it is absolutely very effective in this particular situation.
Oh, I see what happened.
We are utilizing it on an almost constant basis.
Lieutenant Colonel,
in terms of the scope of this, you said that there are 200 law enforcement officers involved now, and I believe you said there are just 2 states, Pennsylvania and New York, or is there another state involved? Or can you say...
We've had tips beyond Pennsylvania and New York, and so there have been other states involved as well, where our partners in law enforcement have followed up on tips or pieces of information that we've provided to them.
And how many other states? Where? Can you tell us?
I'm not going to talk about where, but I would say probably about 4 other states besides
with
the
tips
other.
Suggesting he might be there.
With tips suggesting that someone saw something suspicious that they wanted to report, possible sighting, or information that they heard from someone else and they wanted to pass along.
And again, none of those you have been able to conclusively tie to them.
Correct.
Oh, did I find it?
See, and
Lieutenant Colonel, can you just characterize? I know you didn't want to say exactly where you're searching.
They're
along the same lines of scope. Can you characterize how large?
Extremely helpful.
You're looking at? Are we talking tens of miles, hundreds of miles here?
Again, because those tips periodically take us out of the area, it's hard to say that there's a certain scope. Much of our effort is focused in northwestern PA and the southern portion of New York. There are times, again, where information is received that takes us beyond those limits.
Okay.
Lieutenant Colonel, is there any indication that Burham was injured? We saw some reports that he might have been injured when he fell from potentially he was escaping.
I've seen those reports as well, and I really don't want to comment on our thoughts on his condition at this point.
Can we have the tip line number again?
Certainly. The tip line is 717-265-9650.
Lieutenant Colonel, you can't have a search in this area and talk to folks here without hearing the name Bucky Phillips brought up over and over again. What has changed, especially technologically, that may help a search 17 years later? And are there lessons to be learned from that can be applied now?
There are certainly always lessons to be learned. You know, over the years, we've had a number of searches across the Commonwealth, and many of us have participated in those searches. There are always things that we take from that and we learn and we apply to the next one. And that would apply to the other agencies that are here as well. Many of them have conducted searches in other parts of the country, and they bring those lessons here. What I would tell you is that the technology is constantly changing, much like your cell phone changes.
All right, let's move on from this. There's like a bunch of old pressers. This one was from yesterday. Warren, let me see, what is it? The one that I found now is the officials of Warren County. They did something too. Officials, okay, whatever. That one was a couple hours ago, but there was one that just ended now that I would like to watch. In the meantime, though, let's get into more of the story, and we'll check out whatever else presser is after. This is old too. Move on from that. So let me start with this little time. This is a brief little timeline they give here. Oh, is this the one that we just know?
We're told that Burham was unshackled when he climbed on top of a piece of workout equipment, through a hatch in the ceiling, and then used bed sheets that he had tied together to lower himself down to the ground. Now, here is a timeline of what's happened up to this point. On May 11th, Jamestown police found a woman's body on William Street. Within the hour, police were called to a car fire at a separate scene in the city. The next day, the woman was identified as 34-year-old Kayla Hodgkin, but Burham was already in the wind. Law enforcement at the local, county, state, and federal levels searched for Burham for 13 days, during which he's accused of kidnapping an elderly couple and then running them to South Carolina. U.S. Marshals finally caught up to Burham on May 24th. A few weeks later, he appeared in federal court in
I want to know when the escape happened.
Buffalo, before being extradited to Pennsylvania. He was being held there until the case against him in New York is ready for trial.
All right. This is what he looks like. These are his tattoos. The possible sightings here. So this is the part with the military experience. So he's the prime suspect in the May killing of a Jamestown woman. Entered a fourth day, this is an old article, on Monday after he escaped from the jail in Warren County, Pennsylvania. Police said that during an update on Monday that they believe Burham is still in the general area of Warren, likely a wooded forest area. Police described Burham as a self-taught survivalist who served in the military reserves and is capable of surviving in the woods. And they also believe he is receiving assistance as he runs from the law a second time this year. Amazing. Prosecutors said that anyone who assists him will be charged with a felony and could face significant prison time. Possible sighting. So here's one. I meant to take this and put in the address thing. 3rd Avenue and Water Street. Possible sighting by residents in the area, including a building at 3rd Avenue and Water Street. On Friday night, that lasted several hours. Police report that there have been multiple break-ins in the area since Thursday night, but there's no indication that Burham is attached to any of them. He was last seen on Thursday at 11:20 p.m. He was wearing a denim jacket, orange Crocs with his orange and white striped jumpsuit, although it is believed he has changed his clothes since. Armed and dangerous. Police said they do not have evidence that Burham has acquired a firearm since escaping from jail, but nonetheless, he should be considered armed and dangerous. They noted that Burham came into possession of a gun during his previous run, the first time he got away from cops, from police, and the suspect, he will try to do so again. We got the timeline. So let me just show you the map too. Oh, and if you guys could hit like too, please, that helps out the algorithm and all that good stuff. I'd appreciate that. The sighting was right here. This is the jail. Warren County Jail, and the sighting was in this intersection, I guess, this area, West 3rd Street and East 3rd Avenue. I mean, there's so many places this guy could go. I was hearing Allegheny National Park, if that's how you say it, but he could just be anywhere, either locally in the town or just hiding out in the woods. It's a massive search that they have to take on. And so, yeah, this guy escapes jail using gym equipment and bed sheets. Cops find small campsites in Pennsylvania woods where self-trained survivalists may have hidden. He climbed down from the rooftop. So I don't know how the inside, how this thing works. I guess this was on a higher level or something. Climbing on top of exercise equipment, then a metal gated roof late Thursday night. He then climbed down from the roof using bed sheets tied together. He was being held at jail on a $1 million bail on a slew of charges, including kidnapping, burglary, and arson. He's also the prime suspect in the shooting death of New Yorker Kayla Hodgkin, which is his ex, apparently. The Allegheny, they say he could be hiding out in this National Forest Park, the Allegheny, which covers more than 500,000 acres. Holy crap, of rural Pennsylvania on the New York border. He ain't gonna go to New York. I mean, he could go get lost in the trashy streets of New York. He could blend in, maybe. Officers have tracked down several small campsites Burham may be using. They warn he could be armed and are asking the public to remain vigilant and do not leave any items he may used as weapons or means of transportation. That's him right there. This is a tattoo. You got a tiger. Tiger on his left forearm. This is the church-looking jail, whatever that is. The southern shit, right? The southern shit. The jails are churches and shit. We're gonna subjugate you to church. That's jail. It's prison and shit. Some Catholic-looking church. This is the Warren County Jail. Burham was arrested by the FBI in May following a days-long manhunt. Officials at the time claiming the 34-year-old engaged in a spree of alleged crimes. I'm not even going to try. Charuca County District Attorney Jason Schmidt said last month that Burham is the prime suspect in the May 11th killing of Hodgkin and a related arson in Jamestown. The police at the time said they were responding to reports of shots fired at the mother of three's house and found her dead upon arrival. Burham was already wanted by authorities on a rape charge, and it is said that Jamestown police also responded to a domestic violence incident in which Burham's ex-girlfriend claimed he broke into her home and set her vehicle on fire. Now, I think the Hodgkin, I'm assuming that's his ex-girlfriend. I don't know if that's the same person or these are two different people. So they responded. Let me see, because they said here multiple crimes. Come on. I have to clarify that. In a spree of alleged crimes, prime suspect of the May 11th killing of Hodgkin and a related arson in Jamestown. I wonder if it's two different instances then. Maybe it's two different people. Police at the time said they were responding to reports of shots fired at the mother of three's house and found her dead upon arrival. That's the murder. And Burham was already wanted by authorities on a rape charge. And it is said Jamestown police also responded to a domestic violence incident in which Burham's ex-girlfriend claimed he broke into her home and set her vehicle on fire. So it could be two different things. In the aftermath, Pennsylvania State Police were contacted by an individual who was concerned that her parents did not attend their granddaughter's soccer game on May 20th. The victims were not at home when police conducted a wellness check. Not did they answer police calls. Eventually, officials with the South Carolina Highway Patrol contacted the state police saying they located the victims alive in a cemetery in North Charleston on May 21st. The victims said they were kidnapped at gunpoint. So this is the elderly couple, I think, from their home in Sheffield, Pennsylvania, and identified Burham as their kidnapper. He was located later that day hiding out in a nearby shed. So that's the guy we watched at the beginning of the stream. Local, multi-state, and federal investigators are taking to the ground and air to once again search for the alleged murderer. They have already scoured multiple residences, abandoned structures, and wooded areas with using canine units, drones, and airplanes. But the search is taking place in a large area that has difficult terrain, cabins, and oil and gas sheds that could offer a place to hide. Warren County Police fear Burham's may be receiving assistance from someone. If you have survival skills, there's an opportunity to evade police. Matt Mangino, a former Lawrence County, Pennsylvania district attorney, told Fox News. Let me see if I got that Fox News clip here.
Northwestern PA, and that is where CB Cotton reports today from Warren. Good morning.
See if that guy comes on here.
Hi, Bill. Good morning. Yeah, we've learned a lot over the past 24 hours. Michael Burham is not only an expert at surviving in the wilderness, a source close to this investigation tells me he's also worked to become skilled with firearms outside of his military training. No matter where you live, state police say you need to know this man's face because he's dangerous.
This is an area that people from outside of the Warren area come to for hiking and kayaking, canoeing. It's hard to say what his mindset is, whether anyone is in additional danger. I do think that not only him, but anyone in this situation becomes more desperate over time.
Burham has family in nearby states, according to a law enforcement source, and police say it's possible he's receiving help while on the run. In addition to search efforts in rough terrain, we've also seen officers follow up on several tips. Investigators are taking every one of them seriously. Sunday afternoon, U.S. Marshals entered a home with guns drawn not far from the jail after a tip about possible movement inside the vacant property. Right now, though, most of the search efforts are focused in the wooded terrain near the jail. State police using helicopters, drones, canine, and infrared technology to stay on.
And now this thing too, BL sent this to me. Photo shows makeshift rope used in Burham escape. Let's take a look at that.
Top of Burham's movements.
Now the urgent manhunt. Lock their doors, stay on high alert.
No new leads as of this morning, but we do know that search is still ongoing. Behind me, this is the area where Michael Burham made that daring escape almost 5 days ago. After climbing on top of some exercise equipment, he managed to reach the top of his roof, which is almost 3 stories up. He then carefully and slowly climbed back down to the ground and then ran off into some nearby woods. Police and search teams are convinced he's still somewhere in the area, and they're now trying to wear him down by keeping that search effort going nonstop day and night. And the Pennsylvania State Police officer who's leading the search says he's absolutely confident they will find Burham. Meanwhile, News Nation was able to obtain this exclusive picture showing those tied up bed sheets Burham used to climb down from the prison's roof. He was being held here at the prison on robbery, arson, and kidnapping charges. He's also suspected of murdering a woman in Jamestown, New York, about 20 miles from the prison. Police have been using helicopters, drones, canines, and more than 150 law enforcement officers on the ground to continue that search. Officers have found several camping sites and stockpiles of supplies that they believe Burham had been using. Burham is a trained survivalist with a military background, so investigators say he's very comfortable trekking through rough terrain and thick wooded areas, and police believe Burham may not be alone as he continues to try to avoid being captured.
We do believe...
Did this show the rope? I'm waiting for the rope. Did I miss it? Did I look away and miss
that? He is getting some assistance, but one who...
Numerous calls from people in the public reporting sightings, but so far, none of those reports have led to Burham. Meanwhile, police also telling people...
Image rope 111. Okay, let's go. Hold on. 111. I don't see no image of a rope.
Non-stop day and night.
I guess that's it. Oh.
And the Pennsylvania State Police officer who's leading the search...
Oh, there it is. Okay, that's what... I thought that was just part of the wall and shit. They need some high-definition cameras. Okay.
Says he's absolutely confident they will find Burham. Meanwhile, News...
homeboy, okay. That's pretty ballsy. That boy got out. He don't want to go back now. Wow. Still, he said, I think it's inevitable that police are going to find him. It just depends on how long it's going to take and what other damage or victims might come about because of this man. A glimmer of hope arose during the search on Sunday when police said they found stockpiles of supplies and campsites Burham may have used. It supports what we've said all along, that he's prepared as a survivalist in the past and tried to be ready, if you will, to spend time in the woods. Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens, Deputy Commissioner. Anyone in this situation becomes more desperate over time, and we plan to use that to our advantage. He's not going to be able to get a lot of rest. We're going to push hard until we find him. Warren County Sheriff Bryan also said that he does not believe Burham is a master of the game, but could probably tolerate a little more discomfort than you and I. He's not like some crazy off-grid type of person. But just hours after Burham went missing from the Warren County Jail, a Western New York couple reported coming home to find their dog dead and some male clothing stolen. So this was probably Burham, man. Broke into a house, get a change of clothes. I wonder what kind of dog they had. And so I guess this couple comes back home and their dog's dead, some clothes gone. Some food is also missing, they told Fox, but the couple's firearms were securely locked away. Good shit. Lorraine Peterson said the missing clothes included a blue hooded sweatshirt with the names of her boyfriend's business on the left upper chest, Lobbs Automotive, and a car logo printed across the back, as well as a pair of dark gray sweatpants. Burham was last seen wearing a denim jacket, we know that, an orange strip prison jumpsuit, and Crocs. He has an identifiable tiger tattoo on his left forearm. Officials are now asking the Warren County to remain vigilant. And they put less of a reward this time. For the first time they had 10K. This one over here says 7,500. While Crime Stoppers is offering 2,000. Okay. This was the first time. I think it was the first time he got away. Wait, I'm not gonna play this whole thing because there's really no. We'll just skip through it. Yeah, now things are ramping up. He killed the dog? Oh hell no! We gotta find the motherfucker now.
White male, ball cap.
There he is. Look at it.
T-shirt, blue with white on the bottom of his shorts. Green book bag.
Check him out.
They were white icicle.
Red.
They were this device a white bicycle. He should have a mustache as well. And sunglasses.
How you doing?
So I'm just gonna kind of skip past because you can't hear anything. I wish we had the other body cam. Maybe somebody will get it.
IKE.
You want the DMV?
What's the building?
Comes closer. Let's see. I don't know. We put it normal. I don't think we can hear, but
Like, what's the title?
oh yeah, we can hear that. Look.
718. Sure.
Like, what's the title? Like, what do you like? What kind of like roofer?
Jenny's got a gun. Croc and Rock. This was the video before the first arrest. Yeah. I think that's where he hightails it. For the okie doke on the cops. Might fast forward a little so we get.
That's for 114.
Is it?
114.
Are you able to send a picture to me?
Sure.
He's done. You can't make it on any conversation. That sucks.
Stay up closer there, and then so what? You stay up closer to there, and then you.
Horrible.
1. And we're 1% routine between neighbors at 933 Tree Farm Lane in.
Yeah, we need the other body cam for this. There we go. This is where he runs away now, though. So the snippet that we see in the other video that we saw at the beginning of the stream, this is from that car right there. They should have released the other one, but whatever. So the other guy comes, just getting hot now. Boy, we're impressed.
Okay, copy. Are you done for? Just 59 with code enforcement. Yeah, I'm done on halfway creek.
Here comes the other guy. Sled. Good God. That boy didn't even try. He pretended to try. He said, I want to make it look like I'm at Everett. Look at this shit. Well, I guess it's pointless trying, right? Damn. Wow. What the heck? Let me see this shit again.
Catch was back on the loose.
That guy is relentless. I tell you what, he don't give up, does he?
Here is the jail.
Mhm.
He tied together bed sheets and roped down the building.
You gotta be kidding me.
Phillips walked us through
There's
when he
another
saw
video
Burham
that showed
hiding
more
on
of
his
it.
property.
His shoes were right here. That's where his shoes were at. He was about right here, and I seen his shorts that said "and" one on them.
He didn't even try. Okay, fuck it. All right. Continuing on. So this guy used bed sheets, rappelled off of the roof of this building by tying sheets together. There's some 150 people involved in the search. I think now they're saying like 200. They found campsites and small stockpiles. They're chasing a ghost right now, but he's dropping breadcrumbs. This is from the last time he was captured. Michael Burham, after he was captured in May 2023, following nearly 2 weeks on the run. The image of him. Burham was last pictured late Thursday, Warren County Prison property. God. Let's take a look at this. Actually, there was a Fox thing that I wanted to touch on. Oh, so this had a little more information. Burham remains a suspect in connection with the May 11th death of Kayla Hodgkin in New York, whom he had previously been accused of R-ing, according to Erie Times News. He then reportedly led police on a previous chase for nearly 2 weeks before being captured on May 24th. Jamestown is roughly 20 miles from Warren County Jail. Okay. This is the lady that was killed. She was on News Nation last night, too. We're going to take a look at that.
And I'm sorry for your loss, and to the whole family. Do you believe that the man who is on the run is responsible for her death?
Yes, I do. Yes, I really do. After what I found out that he had done to her weeks prior to the incident, yes, I do believe so.
And I think she's referring to the R.
Now, there were kids in the house who were reportedly witnesses to what was happening. Is that true?
They were in the home, but they did not witness it. They were sleeping.
Oh, they were sleeping.
So nobody saw him do it, but given what you know, you are worried that Michael Burham is the man.
Yes. He is the man. We know he is.
What can you tell us about him that makes you so afraid of what he could do on the loose?
Just what he's shown already, how he's been running. how he pulled away from the cops in South Carolina, how he's done a lot of things. And this
Yeah, that video we watched of him escaping, that was in South Carolina.
survivalist that he is, it's done. He showed himself. He showed the real Michael.
How would you describe him?
How would I describe him? A needy young man that lost his mind, must be.
You are concerned that he may come back not just to the area, but in search of you or other family or people who could be witnesses, yes?
This, I don't know. I'm scared to death that he might, yes, but I don't know if that's his intentions. He is out there somewhere.
Were you surprised that he escaped?
Very much so. Very much so. When I first seen the South Carolina videotape also, they were within reach, right? I mean, reach, and he got away from them. This time, right there in the police station, he was gone. Took right off in front on video.
Oh shit! That boy did it on video. Is that a police station thing too? A church-looking building? Damn.
Yes, it's very scary.
We also saw some ring video, front door camera video of him approaching. Did he also try to burn or destroy a vehicle that you're aware of?
That was his ex-girlfriend prior. And yes, he did destroy her car.
Oh, so there we go. Mom clears it up. That story we're just reading on News Nation, or not News Nation, Daily Mail. So that other story about the burning thing, burning the car, whatever, that was the ex-girlfriend. But this is a whole different. The woman that was murdered and raped, I guess, is a different story.
Girlfriend prior.
A vehicle that he also tried to burn or destroy a vehicle that you're aware of?
That was his ex-girlfriend prior. And yes, he did destroy her car. He caught it afire with some kind of liquid flame stuff, yeah.
Look at this guy.
Do you know why?
He's mad at the women in his life, I believe. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to.
That boy literally waved at the camera too. Is that what he did?
He's mad at the women in his life, I believe. I mean, that's the only conclusion I can come to. He was just mad.
How was your relationship with him?
He and me were fine. I had no beef with him. He was good with his daughter. They just reconciled. They just, started seeing one another, the child and him.
He's good with his daughter.
She never knew that, the daddy, They just got together the last 3-4 years.
Oh, so he was dating this woman as well, I guess.
Did your daughter ever tell you that she was worried about him or scared or had seen some change in his behavior?
No, there is a court battle that was going on, but that was just because he wanted custody of her. But like I said, they just had met. There's no reason for it. No reason for him to have wanted custody or anything like that. But it was an ongoing custody since they got, around each other.
How did you find out that he escaped from jail?
Oh, this is very sad, but very true. My grandson called me and told me. 12 o'clock at night, my oldest grandchild that was involved in, his mother, that he called me and told me what was going on.
Not the cops?
I thought it was a nightmare. I thought he was having a nightmare, actually. But he said, no, it's true, Grandma, so.
Not the cops?
No, not the cops. Nobody ever even come to me. I actually
Have they been in contact?
What's that?
No, go ahead, please, tell me.
I actually had to call them, and they told me that they were still looking. They had no updates. And then yesterday, they came to my house and totally did a search of my house and made me feel like I had done something wrong. They actually searched my home.
Yeah.
Are they doing anything special as far as you know to make sure that the kids and that you and the rest of anybody who could be a target are being watched safe?
I don't know anything like that. I know they did put the kids in protective custody, yeah. Me, I'm sitting here.
How are you handling it?
Scared. I'm unsure. I'm unsure of everything. Like, I'm unsure of this right now.
How so?
Well, I'm sitting here not knowing where he is. I've got woods out beside my house. I mean, I'm in the city, but I still have deer and woods right here.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Yeah. So that's the mother of the lady that was murdered. This is the campsite. Oh, let's take a look at these maps a little bit.
Manhunt for murder suspect Michael Burham continues into its third full day. The police dragnet covering parts of northwestern Pennsylvania and Warren County, where he escaped Thursday night all the way up into the southern tier. Burham is wanted in both states for crimes ranging from murder to rape, arson, and burglary. Authorities say Burham used bed sheets and gym equipment to escape from the Warren County jail. Burham is a self-taught survivalist with military experience and extremely the 34-year-old's unique tattoos.
Associated with.
It'll be updated as we get more on a number. Continue following the story very closely.
All right.
Tonight, over.
First time this guy was caught from Carolina. I think I got everything. There was some other.
Did wanted fugitive Michael Burham break into a couple's home and kill their dog to stop him from raising the alarm?
I had clothing taken out.
How's this working? So weird. Acting strange.
Did wanted fugitive Michael Burham break into a couple's home and kill their dog to stop?
I would have chased him into.
Oh, sorry about that.
Did wanted fugitive Michael Burham break into a couple's home and kill their dog to stop him from raising the alarm?
I had clothing taken out of my dresser, and of course the dog was dead.
The dog would have chased him into the woods across the street. I can tell you that right now. She would not have stopped.
Police believe the 34-year-old self-taught survivalist may be hiding out in the Allegheny National Forest, which covers 800 square miles of Pennsylvania. Shane Hobel is a wilderness survival expert.
So take a look at this. This is your typical bushcraft style shelter. This is known as a debris hut. The reason why is we're using the forest leaf litter debris to provide insulation as well as waterproofing. Now, it takes a long time to make a shelter like this, but here's the thing about this, it disappears.
But cops say the noose is tightening.
There is no doubt in my mind we will capture him.
We're learning more about what makes Burham so dangerous. Police say he is a suspect in the murder of Kayla Hodgkin, a former girlfriend who had accused him of raping her. Xavier Somerville is Kayla's cousin.
What would you say to Michael if he could hear you?
There's nothing at this point that is going to justify your actions. Nothing. You know, like, you're never going to get away with it.
The day Kayla's body was found, chilling ring camera video shows Burham at the home of another woman. When he couldn't get in, police say he torched her car.
Prosecutors say that Burham was on the run last May when he kidnapped an elderly couple and forced them to drive in their SUV 800 miles to Charleston, South Carolina, before dropping them off unharmed at a cemetery.
Tell me exactly what happened. He took us out of our house at gunpoint and took our car and kept us with him all the way down from Pennsylvania. And we need help. My husband's 90 years old and he can't walk very much further.
After ditching their car, Burham was spotted on this isolated road in South Carolina riding a bike. He is approached by cops and questioned, but he suddenly fled into the woods. He was captured by the FBI the next day. Now he has escaped again, and his capture is more urgent than ever.
Wow. So we'll see. We'll see when this guy gets caught again. He's been gone. So I think News Nation, things that are happening tonight. Okay. News Nation, a couple of things. I thought they were doing something tonight. They're doing something on this, I think, tonight. But they're also doing something. Oh, they're having Gannon Stock's father on with the whole Zav girl drama that's going on, stuff that she did. So News Nation tonight is going to be pretty interesting. It says it here. They're doing that. Gannon Stocks. I think they're having something on this whole manhunt thing too as well. I thought. I'm not sure.
Jen, couldn't they justify surveillance and electronic surveillance of people in his immediate circle if they think he's getting help?
They absolutely can, and they will, and they likely are doing that with their electronic devices right now, Chris.
All right, now this is the sensitive one, and I don't want to get ahead of it, but I do have to ask the question, okay? I'll start with you, Jen, on this. He got out of that jail so easily, okay? Okay, my teenagers use more sophistication when they try to break out of the house, all right? And now we hear that there may be a big gap in their closed circuit cameras of maybe 60 to 90 minutes. Dusty in the control room, let me know if I'm getting the numbers wrong. But whatever. If they're missing any of it, how do you miss any of it? And what does that tell us?
Well, really from A to Z, Chris, just having an opening in the roof that leads down to the ceiling that can be reached by the exercise room. The fact he was exercising at the time of night he was, the fact that he was able to deploy sheets. I mean, I would think that he had them staged on the roof possibly for him and just shimmied down these sheets in broad, vision from people. Where is the camera coverage? And were people really monitoring it? It really is just jaw-dropping.
On some Epstein shit.
This particular escape.
Now, Callahan, I hope I'm wrong in that, yes, they are missing footage, but it's irrelevant. It wasn't of any of these areas. It's unrelated. I don't know that. I just know what's been reported, which is they don't know that they have it. But it does matter. I mean, this guy should have been, he may have been the baddest guy in the house. I mean, this is a jail, not a prison.
Right. I mean, footage or no footage, this facility is designed to keep inmates in that prison or that jail, to keep the public safe. Law enforcement already went on a long manhunt to get this guy in the first place. They finally captured him. They sent him to this jail. And if the jail's security can be defeated by some simple climbing and rope making, there's a serious issue there. And so now the public is at risk because this jail is supposed to be housing these dangerous individuals. This guy's back out on the loose, now more dangerous than ever. And now that local population, I hate to say it, but they're got to foot the bill for this new manhunt. This is going to be millions of dollars likely in these first responders having to get out there into the field, these searches, all through the Allegheny National Forest. I mean, there's a lot of man hours that are going into this manhunt, and we shouldn't be here in the first place.
Hey, thank you for watching.
Well, that's it, man. Oh, this was I don't know. There's somebody out there in that forest. This was a year ago, camping. Oh, there was another bunker video I wanted to show you guys. Something from a different story, but it was just really interesting how this other guy got caught. A little bit of that forest out there. Allegheny Forest. Camping trips can be creepy at night. This guy's out there at night too. I heard something. Anybody there? Oh, what's wrong?
I don't know, it was scary. Put your flashlight out. I think it was a deer having sex. I'm serious.
It wasn't a joke.
It wasn't a joke.
May have been a Bigfoot. Bigfoot country.
Shh.
I don't know if I want to be there without lights though. I want a big. What was that?
It sounds like a screwdriver.
It sounds messed up.
Bro, I be tripping, dude. I was hearing that shit. I was camping. Wow. I wanted to show you this shit too. I I think I found this story when I was covering the Brian Laundrie stuff, and somebody hiding out in a makeshift bunker for 3 years.
This is a strange one.
I don't know if there's copyright. They might copyright claim this.
Escape prison. Well, for a man in Portage County charged with first-degree child sexual assault, child incest, possession of child pornography, and also in other charges, he found a place called Ringgold, Wisconsin, and he spent almost 3.5 years there in solitude in a bunker that he carved himself. Our sister station in Wausau shows us how a wanted man spent 3 years of his life.
They know it, huh?
The bunker is about 20 feet straight ahead, but you can't see it.
Looks like he carved it right into the hillside and then covered it with logs.
Jeremiah Button cut the tops off some trees and planted others to build the underbrush around this bunker. Detective Jeff Stefanik and Deputy Matt Kecker, who was there Friday night, showed me the way in. For almost 3.5 years, Jeremiah Button lived behind this store, living off items he found in the landfill a half-mile away.
But it's still very organized. You can see all his food on the left.
There's the faint crackle of a radio inside. A fitting soundtrack to the oddity of finding a bunker near the Ice Age Trail in Ringgold, outfitted with everything from electricity to a water filter system.
He's got lights wired through the cabin. He's got fans that would circulate air.
A space that he was able to survive the winters, obviously, and keep himself warm. And it is stocked full of all of the items that he was able to pilfer from the Marathon County landfill.
Everything from bug spray to laptops and iPads, which he powered in a couple ways.
From those 3 car batteries, he has wires running to LED lights and radios and cooling fans, all sorts of electronic equipment.
This bike powered a makeshift generator, but if you come on out to the roof...
You'll have to duck and be careful. It's very tight walking up the side here.
These solar panels powered his car batteries on sunny days, and he even got the news through this makeshift TV antenna.
Something one wouldn't really expect when you find a structure like this in the woods.
To understand why Jeremiah Button was here, rewind to 2014, when he was charged with multiple sex crimes against children. Stefanik says his parents paid his $25,000 bail, which is when he started building this bunker.
He said the initial build took him from the time he got out to the time that he disappeared.
He vanished 2 weeks before the jury trial.
He was not only surviving, but thriving.
Until Friday, August 9th, when a hunter, Thomas Nelson, walked into his bunker.
I push the door open, and I look inside, and I can see canned foods. There are little storage boxes, and I'm like, I gotta go in.
Nelson had seen Button in trips to the woods before.
There's no way you could have seen this if you didn't know there was something there.
And he had come back Friday to find out what was going on.
And then I come around the corner a little bit, and there he is, laying in his bed. I mean, I was shaking when I went in. I was shaking when I went out.
He called police and showed them the way in, and Deputy Kecker tells us what happened from there.
And we actually came to the roof of the structure you see here, and called the suspect out to us.
There was a 20-minute standoff, after which Kecker says Button seemed almost glad to turn himself in.
It told us that he was wanted through Portage County for numerous warrants.
I bet that's a long time to live without human contact.
That's a movie, isn't it? That'd be a great.
So I guess that was a press conference from today. Ashley, thank you for the links that you've been sending as well. And we can look at some of this. Let's see if there's any updates and stuff. But yeah, I want to pop in for that. We watched that already. Pop in for that a little bit. Just talk about this manhunt. We may update it if something crazy happens. Let me get this little this presser from this one's from today.
My name is Lieutenant Colonel George Bivens, Deputy Commissioner of Operations with Pennsylvania State Police.
Let me fix the volume.
This afternoon, I'm joined up here again by Warren County Sheriff Brian Zeibel Major William Maitland, Warren County Jail, has almost certainly changed clothing.
Okay, hold on.
He has almost certainly changed clothing. Burham is a self-taught survivalist with military reserve experience, and we believe he is prepared to survive in the woods. As previously reported, our searches have revealed small stockpiles or campsites in wooded areas. We have received amazing support from the public in this investigation. That support includes both a significant number of tips as well as assistance from local businesses with the logistical support of this operation. To give you some idea, just prior to walking over here, I checked, and we are somewhere in the ballpark of 500 tips that have been called in by the public from a variety of places, primarily from northwestern PA, western New York, but from a number of other states as well. We continue to receive that substantial number of calls from residents of those areas that I've described, and we ask that people in these areas regularly review their doorbell or surveillance camera footage for anything suspicious. If there is something that they have a concern about, please let us take a look. We continue to use technology, including DNA comparisons, to either include or exclude Burham from various sites. As I've told you, there are currently in excess of 15 federal, state, and local agencies actively participating in this manhunt. Investigators remain convinced that Burham remains in this general area, but as I have indicated, we are aggressively following up on all leads. Numerous state and federal partners in adjacent states are working closely with us on this matter as we all work to ensure the safety of the public. During the course of this investigation, we have also learned that a drone may have been operating in the immediate area of the jail prior
So now they're saying, yeah.
to the escape. We're looking for more information. We're asking anyone who might have information about the drone operator or the nature or duration of the flight, please contact us.
The whole operation and shit.
Immediately. We continue to ask that people nationwide familiarize themselves with the picture of Michael Burham, and please contact us if you believe you may have seen him. We consider Burham to be armed and dangerous, and without going into a lot of detail, we have additional information that we have gleaned recently that causes me to have additional concerns that he may be armed.
Ooh, okay.
Anyone who may have information is asked to contact our command post at 717-265-9650. There is a combined reward of $19,500 offered by Crime Stoppers and the U.S. Marshals for information leading to the apprehension of Burham. This remains a very active investigation involving in excess of 200 law enforcement officers at the state, federal, and local level. State police and our partners are utilizing all appropriate resources, and we are absolutely committed to the safety of the residents of the Warren County area and beyond. Again, anyone with information or concerns is asked to contact our command post tip line, 717-265-9650. I'd be happy to take your questions at this time.
Lieutenant Colonel,
yes, sir.
You mentioned yesterday that you'd taken some items to be tested. You also said you found items yesterday within the last 24 hours. So has testing on those items been completed? Can you link any to Burham, and have you found anything new in the last 24 hours?
Testing has been completed on some of the items, but not all of the more critical items that we're waiting to hear. In one case, we were able to rule out a sighting. In another case, with some items found, we're still waiting for some additional testing. I hope that we can get that turned around possibly as early as tomorrow, but could be the following day.
Any additional items in the last 24 hours?
Yes.
Lieutenant Colonel, you mentioned DNA testing. It's been really kind of crucial here. Are you testing cups, drinking supplies, eating supplies?
At this point, I don't want to really disclose what specifically those items are, but DNA can be extracted. Excuse me. DNA can be extracted from nearly anything that a person touches or comes into contact with, and so we look at any item that we believe he may have handled or otherwise had direct contact with.
Can you give more detail on the campsite stockpiles that you just mentioned?
Not at this time, I cannot.
Do you believe that they were set up by Mr. Burham?
We believe that that the stockpiles we have found were likely put there by him And again, some testing will help us conclusively determine that in cases where we're not otherwise able to do that.
So can you tell us anything more about the drone? And is that why you think he's getting some kind of assistance? Is that potentially sort of that assistance?
Well, we just need to know more about it. So I'm not a big believer in coincidences, but what I would tell you is that just prior to the escape, there was a drone flying in that area. It could be that there is a perfectly innocent and reasonable explanation. It could also be that it was somehow connected to his escape. And we intend to find out more about that as we believe that if it's not, if there's not an innocent explanation, that perhaps that assists us in finding him and also finding anyone who's providing aid.
Can you give us any specific information on areas that you might have isolated where you think he may be? I mean, there's so little specifics on kind of where you're looking and where you think he could be.
Well, the reason that I'm not being more specific is because we continue to receive tips and investigative leads that are not really isolated to one small geographic area. There are certainly some places that are of more interest to myself and our investigators than others, but we're not limited to those. And so I don't want to, I really don't want to disclose where those are. I don't want people outside of those areas to think that their tips might not be as taken as seriously, or that they shouldn't be as vigilant, when he certainly has the ability at a minimum to be mobile on foot and to cover some distance. And if he gets access to a vehicle or gets assistance, potentially even move over a larger distance.
Lieutenant Colonel, are you actively interviewing any possible accomplices?
Yes.
Ooh.
Can you expound?
No.
Well, they're interviewing possible accomplices. So it looks like they're giving pretty frequent updates. Maybe we could just follow the updates daily, do like a daily live stream. Inmate escaped through hole in the roof's fence.
You said you're getting tips from other states. Are we talking states more down south, like previously when he was picked up, or is it more kind of this area?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
So you're getting tips from all different states, not
Yes.
just New York and Pennsylvania. What are we talking like southern states when he was picked up before?
The bulk of the tips would be coming from the area that I described, northwestern Pennsylvania, western New York, but certainly out into Ohio, and there have been a few tips from a variety of other states that I wouldn't really categorize as in one particular geographic area of the country. We've gotten them in a number of different locations.
Lieutenant Colonel, you've mentioned that you had additional reason to believe he was armed. Have you and your team found weapons, shells, something of that nature that leads you to that?
As I said, I'm not really prepared to discuss that. I think it's important to keep people, in the interest of transparency, as informed as possible. There may be a point where I can talk about that a little more, but for today, I believe I'm going to have to stop with we have reason to believe that he may be.
Based on findings of some variety?
Based on findings and investigative leads. Yes.
How close do you consider him to be armed? Would you say with more confidence you can say that now than he did?
He's going to need a bunker, like the guy we watch. Black Rose, thank you so much for the super chat. That's a great laugh. Thank you. Thank you. And Cheesy Frog, thank you so much for gifting the memberships. Thank you. Very kind of you. And thank you, Shavir, also at the beginning of the live for gifting as well. Let me see. Did I miss somebody? And Gypsy, thank you for the super chat. Says, can someone clip Mel singing and put it in a real song? Wrinkle Cream, thank you for the membership. Amazing.
Maybe a couple days ago?
I would say that I have even more concern than I did a few days ago.
Damn.
How close is the drone to the jail, flying to the jail specifically? Who called that one in?
We've interviewed a couple of people who have provided us information that they heard, and I don't know if any of them saw it, but they heard the drone. And it could be that one of them saw it. I didn't participate in the interview myself, but it was immediately adjacent to the jail
So somebody was probably helping
in the area right around there.
The drone going,
whether it was over the parking lot, the street, whatever, but in that general area.
You mentioned all these tips that you've received. The public's clearly very scared. We're now in day 6 of the search. What message do you have for residents who may be fearful that you've lost headway?
Well, I wouldn't characterize it ever that we've lost headway. I think, if anything, we've continued a very aggressive search. We've cleared a lot of areas. We continue to follow up on every single tip or lead that comes in. And I think with every one of those, I truly believe we get closer and closer to capturing him. So my message to the residents would be continue your vigilance, continue to do the things we've asked you to do to keep your homes secure, your vehicles secure. Don't allow things to lay out that he might find value in if he takes them. And again, the additional step, we have found it tremendously valuable from a number of residents or those calling in tips when they've been able to provide doorbell or other surveillance video. That's why we're asking them as another step to please review that on a regular basis and let us know if you see anything suspicious.
Lieutenant Colonel, you said since the beginning that you're confident or you believe he's still in this general area. Is that based on something more than a hunch?
It's based on my full knowledge of the investigation, all of the investigative leads, the tips, the information that we gather using technology. The whole picture is what I base that on. Can I guarantee it 100%? No. As I've said, that's why we're following up on anything that we get outside the area as well. And can it change at any time? Yes. If he gets access to a car, it can change in a moment. So, again, we take all of the tips seriously. We're not discounting
we need to chase
until we
need to chase,
do so. But we continue to believe that the primary search area should still be in the general area that I've described in northwestern Pennsylvania.
Just want to clarify on the drone, was that a tip that came in? Did folks heard a drone possibly in the area, or do you know for a fact that there actually was a drone flying in the vicinity?
Based on interviews, we are led to believe that there was a drone flying in the vicinity.
Lieutenant Colonel, you said that you're interviewing potential accomplices. Just how much more difficult does that make your investigation when you're all but certain he's receiving outside help and that he's one set of car keys away from fleeing the area?
Certainly makes it a challenge, and that's why we take it so seriously, and that's why I have cautioned anyone who thinks about or has offered any assistance.
Okay, I think I'm done with that. All right. Thank you, Red Base. Red Base says, I sound a lot better. I've already used up all the antibiotics. I have a little bit of the cough thing still left, the cough pills, the Tessalon pearls. And I think with the steroid medication, that's almost done too. I think I have a couple days left. So I think I'm a lot better. I still have a little bit, somewhat of a cough sometimes, but it's a lot more. I don't think I've coughed this stream. It's a lot more gone. Like I do feel a lot better. I've been feeling like really, really energetic. I've been sleeping better. I've been taking the CBD at night just to help me shift into sleeping at night like normal people, and waking up at a decent time. A bicycle chase, that would be amazing. What we could do, I don't know what we're going to do later. At 9 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on Discord with the members because we're going to watch the News Nation thing to see what happened. That News Nation thing was brutal on Zav Girl. And so tonight, the Gannon's father is going to be on. So that should be interesting. If there's Rudy stuff, I'll jump on for it. I'm not really going to, if there's nothing really top, I'm not just going to jump on just cause for that. Sarah did send me some clips from, she sent me like 4 or 5 clips with Grizzy talking about the situation and saying that she showed receipts. So if we do come back tonight, maybe I'll play some of the clips that Sarah sent me. If we come back with regards to that, we'll talk about that. And then what I'm thinking is with this story, we'll see what happens tomorrow or whatever. Maybe we'll follow some of the daily updates. Just something to catch on to daily thing. What CBD brand do I use? I don't know. I just walked into a store the other day and asked the guy, what's the best product you have here? And he was like, oh, you should take this one. I'm like, listen, I'm a lightweight. Don't give me nothing like too crazy. So he's like, oh, okay, well, this one. But I don't remember the name of it. But that's the first time I ever taken CBD where I think it actually works. How does Discord work? Never done it before. You just download it. You click the link, you download it. If you've never downloaded it before, you make an account. You can use I would recommend using your email address with YouTube, the one you use for YouTube. If you don't, you can still link your account. There's an option in the settings, and for first time users, sometimes it's a little bit difficult for some people if you're not used to it or like tech savvy. But it's a really nice app where the people here from the channel hang out, like the base. I can't do it on YouTube. Well, apparently, what's his name? What? I keep forgetting. It slips my mind. The cop guy. See, I'll tell you the name right now. He did it last night. Let me just pull up the link. Oh, Duty Ron. Duty Ron did it on his channel last night. I don't like to take a chance using YouTube TV stuff until they actually post it on YouTube. But they did post it. News Nation did post it last night. I feel like a lot of the times I'm operating on a different set of rules, so like I don't want to take chances on things if I don't need to. But they did post it on News Nation. Because one time I was playing something from YouTube TV on Twitch, and Twitch gave me like a strike. It was so weird. So I just try to be really careful. Did they post? I think they did post it on their YouTube page. Yeah, they did. 19 hours ago. So maybe they'll clip it and I'm sure that actually if the dad's on there, I'm sure they're gonna clip it and post it on there as well. Do I game? Yeah, sometimes. Call of Duty, and I've been playing Dead Island 2. The zombie game. Hell no, not that guy Gray. Should know better than that. Thank you, me you. Oh, you know what? I wanted to show y'all something too. I was thinking about this shit the other day. I sent it to myself the other day. Hopefully I find it. Because I just wanted to show you guys. Hopefully I sent it. Oh, sent. Okay, here. I wanted to show you this. They always saying, oh no, shark attacks, they're so rare. They never happen. No, you're safe. It's like flying on a plane. No, don't worry. Just get in the water. It's safe. No. Oh. Multiple shark attacks reported off of New York shores. About 50 sharks spotted. No, it's safe. The statistical scientists studied this, and the sharks, they just don't like humans. They don't have a taste for the blood and shit. So no, you can swim with them. It's perfectly fine. So let's tell you this shit. No, the scientist said it's safe. It's good. That's great for the scientists, but my instincts, just the shit that I've been seeing, anecdotal shit, I'll take the anecdotal over the fucking scientists. Nah, but they said it's safe.
Beach in Florida. Look at this, though. This was a frightening scene at Navarre Beach in Florida. This is off to right in between Pensacola Beach and the Destin. If you were with us here on Fox Weather yesterday, this was actually brand new into us at that point. Beachgoers were just enjoying the long weekend, the 4th of July holiday, trying to beat the heat with good reason. As we told you, it is super hot across the Southeast. Instead, they got quite the scare realizing a large shark swimming among them.
Understandably so. You can see it there, even see it behind us. This, upon first look, it almost doesn't even look real, where you can see people awfully close to this shark, and you see people like waving people in.
That's what was so scary about it, because it's in very shallow water, so much so that it's in between different groups of people that are out in the water. We don't know the species of the shark, which makes a big difference, but regardless of the species, you see the fin, you see the tail. I'm out of there.
For sure. Regardless, the water looks beautiful, but with that shark, not so much. And Florida isn't the only place where beachgoers are spotting sharks. Along the shores of Long Island, New York, shark bite reports have surged, raising concern for those who want to enjoy the water at popular New York beaches.
Fox News correspondent CB Cotton is at Robert
CNN said it's safe.
Moses Beach on Long Island. CB, what's the latest? Because it felt like last summer was the summer of the shark, but this might be summer of the shark part 2.
Well, hi, Bridget. Hi, Ian. Get this. Yeah, Long Island is set to outpace the number of shark bites it had last summer.
Really?
Last summer,
no, but they said it's not increasing. They said it's safe.
Where there were 8, we're already at 5 so far this year. This is why waters in the Northeast are being closely monitored every single day, and for good reason. Take a look at this video. A pod of 50 sand tiger sharks was spotted by drone surveillance 4th of July morning. This is about 200 yards offshore at a Long Island beach. The sharks were spotted at 8 a.m. and swimmers were not allowed in the water until about an hour and a half later. The heightened surveillance came the day after a 15-year-old girl was bitten, leaving behind 3 puncture wounds that were treated by EMS. Now get this, since July 3rd, a total of 5 swimmers have reported being bitten in waters off of Long Island. The bites left behind wounds on feet, thighs, knees, hands. But good news, all were non-life-threatening injuries. And take a look at this video out of Florida. You guys were talking about this earlier. That shark was spotted at a Pensacola beach, dangerously close to swimmers. Experts tell us, these sharks are swimming.
I guess it's global warming.
Closer to the shore to feed on bunker bait fish. And, some things you can do. Always swim where a lifeguard is watching and avoid murky waters. Because while unprovoked attacks are rare, it's not something you want to happen to you.
Oh, yeah, it's rare. Yeah.
The vast majority are sand sharks, so they're puncture wounds. But you also have bites that bit and then pulled, so you have a laceration and the puncture, and they are absolutely painful.
Yeah, I don't want it to happen to me. And while there haven't been any shark sightings today, officials say that the sharks are always there. Bridget, Ian.
Yeah, CV, is there any word on why? Last year, a big reason for the bump up was, thankfully, better water quality, which was nice, and warmer temperatures. Is this just an extension of that?
I told you, global warming.
It is, Ian. And the thing is that experts say they predict this trend to continue into the future. So it's something we're all going to have to learn to live with and adjust to. I mean, when you go out in the ocean, we're always out in their home. And so it's something you have to be mindful of. But experts we're talking to here out in Long Island, they are expecting the water temperatures to stay warm from now into the future. And so we're going to be talking about this, I have a feeling, a lot more in the days and months to come.
Right. It's a good thing that we have this improved water quality, but again, getting a little bit close.
Damn if you do, damn if you don't, right? Loud, almighty. Loud. Fisherman attacked by shark in Florida Everglades. Video, sharks swarm surfer paddling out in Florida a day ago. New York and Florida beachgoers face shark attacks over 4th of July. Pennsylvania girl survives Florida beach attack. Shark attack. Video shows large sharks swimming eerily close to people at Florida beach. That's the one we just saw. Man was bitten and dragged off boat by shark in Florida. Video shows shark grabbing man's hand and pulling him off his boat. Florida Everglades. No, they don't go for humans. They just, I don't know. It was a mistake. Now y'all gonna blame the shark. Video shared on Instagram. Let's see. Can we watch this or is it too graphic? Let me take a look.
2 seconds won't do anything.
Oh shit! What the fuck is wrong with you? Why you playing with that shark like that? You dumb. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that. I think we can show this. I don't know. Let me see.
2 seconds won't do anything.
Get him! I think it's okay. He's fine, but that boy, don't play with these sharks, man. What was this? June 25th. Boys, for them boys, because they bored and shit. Let's see.
Put your hands in there.
He knows those are sharks. You knew that was there?
2 seconds won't do anything.
Get him! Good thing they pulled his ass up. Man. Don't fuck around, find out. Release a fish. Rinse off my mitts. Shake it out for me. This is a ritual instinct. So maybe so he didn't even see it. Maybe you probably do the same, not thinking twice. Never again. Okay, I thought he saw it there. He wanted like to pet the shark and shit. I was like, man, y'all tripping. Some of these people, they get a little bored and they want to like tempt nature and shit, But I guess he didn't see it. The water's all murky and stuff. All it takes is 2 seconds. Wow. On some Stockton shit. All right. Today was the scariest days on the water I've ever had. It started off great and we were crushing the fish, but the sharks were eating some despite our best efforts. After releasing a snook, Nick washed his hands in the water and was immediately bit by a large lemon shark. There was no chum or blood in the water, and the sharks were unprovoked. No, you can't say unprovoked. The news, MSM mainstream media, shark attacks are largely unprovoked. You cannot say that. This is disinformation. They should flag this post. Take it down. Nope, that doesn't happen. Absolutely not. The sharks are no joke in the Everglades, and the warnings about keeping your hands out of the water are not an exaggeration. Please take this as a lesson to keep your hands out of the water because this could have been prevented. Well, I'm glad he's okay. He was rushed back to the dock, and the park rangers were a lifesaver. Literally, he was airlifted. Oh, he got airlifted, and is in the best care possible. Wow. These scientists. Shark attacks are largely unprovoked. Okay. Or not largely unprovoked, or whatever they said. All right, let me show you this clip. Flossie sent me this. I don't know what this is. Let's take a look. The beach is the shark's porch. Let's take a look what Lee got to say.
Praise the Lord, everybody. Praise the Lord, everybody. This is the day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and eat meat in it. This your girl, Sister Pooh. I'm coming to you with a PSA. You know, I don't know what else to do because y'all are just, I don't know. We just being so dumb. But why y'all still running out to that ocean over in the Carolina? I don't understand it. I don't understand. Okay, I told you that the ocean was the shark's house. You know, just think about it. In your house, do you not have the right to sit on your porch? Yeah, you do. The beach and all that little shallow water that's up to your waist, that's the shark's porch. That's the shark's porch too. He's got the right to be there. You know what? Like we have these little Ring doorbells and all that other now. You know what? The shark has it too. They're called stingrays. You know, everybody stepping on these little stingrays. They just letting the shark know that okay, dental's coming. Y'all done already had 3 attacks out there in the last 2 weeks. You know, that's the appetizers. There's appetizers for the shark. You know, you go to the restaurant and you order an appetizer. You get some little chicken wings, some little chicken fingers. The shark done had a couple of little human fingers and a leg. He's ratty. They're ratty. They are. And let me tell you some news, people. Stop calling it an attack. It's not, say an encounter. I like that better. It's not an attack. It's not an attack. It is a snack for Mr. Shark, okay? Stop calling it an attack. And stop saying it's breaking news. Stop doing that. That's not news. It's news to me. When you see a shark walking down the street wielding a gun, then that's news. That's news to me. It's not news that there's sharks in the ocean. Stop it. Because now we got these copycat crimes, like people just going out there just to see if they can get bit. It don't make bad sense on a good day. So stop it. Run you a tub of water. Go to a jacuzzi or something. If you just need to be, if you that obsessed with water, leave these sharks alone. I'm going to tell you about me. I has no sympathy for you.
Shit, that's cold.
I done told you.
That's cold.
I've been guilty of telling it.
Poo-poo, that's cold.
Stay out the shark's house.
That's cold.
Please, I love you. There's absolutely nothing you can do about it. But yes, it is. Stay out the oceans. Stay out. Don't start. It ain't even summertime yet. Don't y'all start this foolishness. I love you. Bless your bones today. Bless your heart and all your parts. I want.
Oh, Lord. All right, let me check out this too. We got one more thing here. New Hampshire girl sent this. I could probably clip this for later. Could probably use it for a video or something. So we got the killer, the alleged killer, homeboy on the run and shit.
Extent of the law.
Hold on a second. Thank you. I think it was New Hampshire girl. All right. So let me fix this up a little bit. Let's spruce this up. Let's spruce up the screen a little bit. Let's put I don't know, mama over here somewhere. All right, so the alleged, I mean, I don't know if it's really alleged, but the alleged killer on the run, Michael Burham, we got somebody here that's dated him, okay? Elizabeth. I dated Mike for a handful of years. He seems like a skinny white kid, but he's, oh, shoot. screwed up. But he's actually pretty athletic, and he's always been an adrenaline junkie. He loves the spotlight. He can climb a tree straight up with just his hands in seconds. I've seen him scale the side of a 3-story house as well, with seemingly little effort. He can run 10 miles in less than an hour, while hung over with no sleep and generally unfazed by fatigue after. Sound like some meth shit. He spent he spent years wrestling with lumberjack brothers who outweigh him by 60 pounds or more. He has a high pain tolerance. He thinks things through and gives himself options. He likes to play strategy games daily. He's an idiot day to day as far as I'm concerned, but he's smart and meticulous when he plans, especially when he's sober. Ooh. His backup plans have backup plans. Damn. He can set deadly traps and make creative diversions. His head is not normal. At one point, we looked into things I found alarming, and he showed some signs of Asperger's disease. He has no extreme emotions. He doesn't get angry, scared, frustrated, or happy. He's just always in limbo and doesn't understand emotions of others. Even his own child has to direct conversation because Mike simply cannot. I always hated how he was as a father. I tried to fill in for his and Nicole's son as much as I could. Mike is addicted to beer and enjoys cocaine. I told you, some sort of meth, coke, whatever. I never known him to go without beer for more than 3 days, but he has never shown signs of withdrawal. And you know the meme they say, you're never hungover if you're drinking all the time, some shit like that. I've never seen him show signs of withdrawal, so I doubt he's suffering much. I'm not sure how much he started doing coke after our breakup, but while we were together, he was clean, so he can live without it. It's my theory that he was caught the first time he was heading to Cuba. I had taken him to Key West once and showed him the southernmost tip of the continental U.S. At the time, he made jokes about swimming over. Later, he told me he wanted to go there for pure cocaine. I didn't approve. He also has a friend that left the country to go to Japan after committing some crimes. The friend was never charged. He loved talking about him. I wish I could remember his name, but I didn't care at the time. Warren and Allegheny National Forest are as good as his backyard. When we dated, we rode our motorcycle out there every chance we got. We would stop at all the parks and hike for hours. It's unfortunate, but he has home field advantage. I've lost count of the caves we've been in to, and he knows right where they are. I want him caught in the worst way. I want the police to understand me when I say do not underestimate him again. He is not excuse me. He's not a fat American couch potato, as most of these Americans are. Don't let him laugh at you another night. Don't hold back resources. Make the search area bigger. Bring in every man and woman you can to flush him out. Call Canada and tell them to watch the trees and waterways. And someone go get the bloodhounds from South Carolina, the Murdoch dogs. They caught him once. I bet they still remember the steak dinner they got for it. They caught him once. I bet they still remember the steak dinner they got for it. They should watch all the liquor and convenience stores. That's what it is. Yeah, watch all the liquor stores. If you can't go out without beer, just watch the liquor stores. Thank you, guys. Kate or Cat. Those fat Americans. He's not like the typical fat American. He's agile, active. He's smart, strategic, meticulous. Plays chess, climbs trees. Yeah. Thinking of you. Nah, grumpy, so she wants him back. Bubba. All right, let me see if there's anything else. If not, then I'll head out. I can chill with the baby for a little bit. Supposed to go to the store. I think that's it for now. We'll keep following this case, especially if something breaking happens. if he's caught or he continues to run, or if they have a press conference, whatever the case is. And thank you for sending that post. All right, so I'm out of here for now. If you guys can hit the like button, I appreciate it. Take care. Bye. Bloop, 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 bloop. Ooh, does he have a girlfriend that's helping? That's a good question.